going to start on in just a seated position on a chair. And you want to make sure, you know, I'm a little short, but luckily this chair is low. We want to make sure that when we're sitting on the edge of our chair is that it's not a huge, I don't have to be, either the chair is too low and my legs are like this, or I have to kind of be on my tippy toes. So you want to make sure you have a nice little angle to your chair. Hi, Todd. Welcome. And then you're just going to sit on the edge. So find your sits bones, scoot to the edge of your chair, feet are a little bit wide, and plant the feet on the ground. Let's have the hands on the thighs, and I want you to just close your eyes and just notice in your body the space that you're in. Kind of feel the texture of the floor under your feet. Is it a rug? Is it wood? Are you aware of the right foot on the floor? Are you aware of the left foot on the floor? And then notice the hardness of the chair. Maybe you are on a chair that has a cushion, but notice the surface of the chair under your seat. And can you be aware of that right sits bone and the left sits bone? And then notice the temperature of the air in the room. Is it warm? Is it cool? How does it touch the body? And then we're going to bring awareness to the clothes that we put on our body. Do our clothes feel, are they snug? Are they loose? Are they crooked? And then bring your awareness to your breath. And we'll just keep the mouth gently sealed as we just bring our awareness to the breath or the air coming in and out the nose. And the first thing we do is we're just noticing the pattern of our breath. And so we're not changing it. We're just feeling, is my breath fast? Is it slow? Is it fast and then slow? You know, is there a different rhythm to my breath? And then notice any overall mood or feeling that you may be present. And then let's place both hands on that low belly. And now we'll change and we'll take some active breaths. And so we're going to inhale into the low belly like the low belly was a balloon. You're going to inhale, let the belly expand forward and out to the sides on the inhale. We'll do an open mouth exhale. And exhale out the mouth and allow the belly to draw back, back, back until you almost feel the belly engage a little bit towards the spine. And we'll repeat that 4 times. So we inhale, belly expands forward and out to the sides. And then on the exhale, open mouth exhale, draw the belly back and keep drawing back, 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 back until you feel how the abdominals hug the spine. And we'll do it again. Inhaling through the nose, filling up, exhaling. Deep, long, slow exhale until you feel the hug of the abdominal wall. And 2 more times. You can find your own timing. You don't have to stay with me. We all have different breath patterns. Really exaggerating that exhale. We'll do 1 more. Wherever you're at, we'll do 1 more. Deepen the belly back, 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 back. And then just come to an easy breath again. Bring your hands onto your thighs. We can open our eyes. And we're going to just take a little shoulder roll here. So we're going to let our shoulders come up to our ears all the way. Can I touch my ears? And then I'm going to slide the shoulders back. Can I feel the scapula slide in on my back? And then can I draw down? So my scapula slide down. And I'm going to go forward. Hi, Carrie. So we're going to go forward, up, squeeze the shoulder blades on the back, and down. Let the shoulders come forward. They go all the way up. They slide into the spine and down. A couple more times. Can we just allow the shoulders to slide and move on those ribs? Creating some lubrication. Notice how much tension you might be trying to use to do this motion, and see, can we do this motion with the least amount of tension as possible. And then we're going to go the other way. Even though it's simple, can we go back, up, forward, and down. Can we practice simple motions with as much ease as possible? And you might notice one shoulder moves a little different than the other. Okay, we'll do a couple more. You might even start to feel the work of the shoulders. Specifically that retraction. I really want us to feel that we could draw the shoulders into the spine. We'll see that again when we go to all fours in a little bit. And then we're going to come back to neutral. Feel that there's a wide chest, wide back. Let your arms hang by your sides. You're going to energetically start to reach through your fingertips. So we're reaching the fingers down in such a way that I almost feel a stretch through my arms. And then I'm going to start to reach out, 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 like I could touch the sides of the room. That's how much space I'm taking up. We're going to flip the palms. I feel a little nervy sensation. You might as well. And then we're going to reach up. So we're stretching through the fascia and the nerves of our arms. And when I reach up, the reaching up, we're going to imagine we could take our ribs and lift them away from the pelvis. So we reach up. And then we're going to allow that to go, and we bring our arms down. And we'll just do two more, nice and easy like that. So I stretch to the fingertips, down to the floor. We reach out, and I expand, expand, expand. How much space can I take up? I start to turn my palms up, and I reach up. And my intention of reaching up is to lift my ribs away from my hips. Big inhale, and then exhale, we just let it go. Beautiful. One more time. Reaching, stretching, opening, inhaling, exhaling, let's go up. Keep reach up, elevate the shoulders. Can I lift my ribs away from my pelvis? Reach, reach, reach. Take another inhale. And exhale, let it go. Notice how the arms might be a little heavy now. Okay, we're gonna go just to our heads, a little neck mobility. So we're gonna do a neck slide. My body stays long and neutral. I'm gonna slide my head forward like I was sliding on a little shelf. Then I'm gonna reach my chin down towards my chest. And then I'm gonna slide the base of my head back up, and then back to neutral. Okay, so we're gonna try to move the neck, the cervical spine. So we're gonna slide forward, reach the chin towards the chest. Here's you're gonna, we'll start to get a stretch. And then we slide the throat, base of the head back up, and then neutral. Okay, we'll just do two more. Slide forward, any amount that feels good to you. Slide down, reach down. This is where we're gonna open the back of the neck. When we slide back up, there's gonna be a little bit of an engagement of our neck, and then we come back to center. I'm gonna watch one time. Slide forward. Beautiful, slide down, chin reaches down, 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 and then draw back up. Awesome, great. Okay, and then we're gonna go into a little rotation. So I'm gonna turn towards the right. I'll have to go with you guys, turn towards the right. And then as I turn to the right, I really wanna look to the right. So can I take my eyes to the right too? Maybe my eyes slightly look behind me. Then I'm gonna come back through center, and I'm gonna look to the left, and I'm gonna take my eyes, and maybe my eyes look a little further to the left. Now remember, without any discomfort, right? We don't wanna over push the neck. We'll just do one more each side. So when we work with our neck, you're gonna be very aware of how your neck feels, okay? And then we're gonna turn to the right again, and take your eyes a little further to the right, and then back to center. Awesome. Look to the left, and then look to the left even more. I look behind me a little bit. Notice some of us might get a little more rotation, and then we come back to center. Okay, head's gonna stay nice and steady. Low back's gonna stay steady. I'm gonna see if I can sink. Let's take our right hand just on our chest, in front of our chest. That might help us. Right in the sternum area. And we're gonna mobilize now the upper mid back. So I'm gonna sink my hand into my chest, rounding my upper back. And I reach my ribs and my spine backwards. And then I'm gonna take my sternum forward in space and up to the sky. And then here we might feel some activity along the extensors of our back. Exhale, we sink. Inhale, we push the sternum forward and up. Trying to move the thoracic spine. Exhale. Sink, sink, sink. Sink your hand. Can I bring my hand into my chest? And then I'm going to push my hand forward and up and up. And 2 more times. We go back. That's the exhale. Yes. And then we go forward, forward, and up. Get some extension, lengthen. Last one, sink back with the chest. Sink your hand into your chest, or like you caught a ball with your chest. And then stretch or press forward and up and up and up. And then release. We're gonna go to pelvis, seated pelvic work. So same thing we do sometimes on the floor standing. I'm gonna try to keep the rest of my body long, and I'm gonna feel where I'm on those sits bones, and then I'm gonna change so the sits bones go underneath me. And so I go into a little bit of a rounded back, at least we're gonna try. And then we come back through center, and we're gonna tip the pelvis forward, and it takes me into a little bit of an extension. So we exhale, move from those sits bones. Can I turn my sits bones under me? You'll start to feel a little low abs, and then can I take my sits bones behind me? Okay, exhale, curl under. Can I lift the front of the pubic bone up? And then we go the other way through center, and we tilt. Good, let's just do 2 more. Exhale, find the low belly, sits bones curl under, we open up that low back, and then the sits bones, we go through center, and the pelvis spills forward. 1 more time, exhale, curl. Can I feel the sits bones move under me? Maybe we get a stretch in those low backs, beautiful. And then we tip forward, and then come back to center. We're gonna take the right leg, cross it over your left leg. Something we've done in the past, we're gonna do a little bit of footwork here, a little bit of foot massage. So take your thumbs and get in there on your foot. So I'm just taking my thumbs and I'm really pressing in, and I'm getting some sensory awareness, and I'm getting to know my foot. You can use obviously other, like a tennis ball or pinky ball, but it's nice to really get some self-touch. So we're pressing in, and you'll just kind of discover for yourself where you might discover some sensitive areas. And then you can take the palms of the hands too and kind of start to spread your foot, spread the bones of the foot. Okay, a few more, just kind of pulling in different directions on the foot. And then you're going to take one hand on your heel and the other hand on the upper foot. And we're going to create a little twisting action like you were wringing out a rag. So you're going to start to wring, pressing the heel, doing a little twisting from the upper foot and the heel. And the heel sometimes gets kind of stuck. So we're trying, what this exercise does is gives us a little bit beginnings of mobility in that heel. So I'm just trying to twist in opposite directions. A couple more times. Good. All right. And then come back to center. Just take your hands, and we're going to just interlace our hands inside our toes. So get in there inside those toes. And this is this can be very sensitive. We're going to try to get our fingers down as much as we can. We may just be at the tips of our toes, and that's fine too, unless you do this a lot. But we want to create this space of our foot, right? And so once we get our toes in there any amount, can you, like those foot spacers, start to just kind of spread your fingers apart so you get a little width. And then grab in there, and then we're going to fold a little in and a little back. In and back. And we're folding not only the toes, but we're folding this upper foot, right? So we get a little now mobility in these upper metatarsals, helps us walking. When our feet are healthy, it actually affects the whole entire system, the whole entire body. So it's never a waste of time to do the feet. One more time each way. Okay, and then we're going to slowly and surely start to slide those fingers out. And then just place the foot down. Good. And just notice if that foot just even feels a little more awake and connected. And then we're going to go to the other side. So take your thumbs and start to just massage in on the foot. Exploring the foot, the side of the foot. Pressing. You can take some long strokes. Just presses is fine too. Make sure to get the heel. And then take the palms of your hands and start to spread the foot. Spreading, creating space and awareness at the same time. Okay, and then you're going to grab onto the heel and grab onto the foot. And we're going to try to move these two bones in opposition of each other in a little twisty action. And sometimes it's a little bit challenging to do because that heel doesn't really want to move, but we try anyways, creating that little bit of rotation through the foot. And see if you can feel the heel just a little bit start to mobilize. A couple more moments, a couple more twists. Okay, and now let's take our hands, spread them wide. Let's interlace this side and see what it feels like. For me, one side's always a little tighter. Let's see. Get in there as much as you can, right? If it's only at the tips, try to get in there at least beyond the tips because then you'll have a better hold. And then once we get in there, we want to kind of feel like we could spread our fingers, spread our hands. Okay, and then we'll start that folding forward and back here. Forward and back on that upper foot. Few more times. Let's just do 3, 2, 1, and then we'll slowly start to slide the fingers out, and then out they go. Good, and then place that foot onto the ground, and we're going to make sure we're going to just do some stand up. So we're going to make sure we're going to find, basically it's a squat, but we're going to use the chair as just a target. So the feet are going to be a little bit wider, about hip width actually. Shoulder width. And you want to really feel the feet that are underneath you. So you can shift forward a little bit first. We're going to shift forward this diagonal, and then we press up and we stand up. To come down, I'm going to look down, control the way down, and I sit back. So I want to take myself, just hinge forward, and then up, hinge back, and down. Good, and you get to pick a pace that feels good. We can think of this as kind of a mobility exercise. You can touch up really, if you want, as you go, if you want more of the muscular action. This is also a vestibular exercise today. If you want more of that muscle action, you just have to use your feet a little more. So use the feet to push to stand us up. And push to stand us up. Let's do a few more. We're moving at a great kind of pace here. About 4 more. Looking good. Push to stand. 2 more. 1 more. And when you come up to stand, we're going to stay up. We're going to walk to the back of our chairs. Switch my camera a little bit here. All right. So we're in the back of our chairs. I'm going to walk myself out, and I'm going to walk to a long hinge position. So my knees might be a little bent if I'm tight hamstrings, and that's fine. And I want to think of that same idea when we were reaching to the sky here. I'm sending my ribs long and my pelvis long, and I'm creating a long waistline. So those ribs are reaching away from the pelvis. Just take a breath. Couple breaths. And I want you to breathe all the way into the sides and backs of your ribs. And then the next time we exhale, you're going to start to curl the pelvis. We're going to roll through all those positions of the spine, curling pelvis under, curling through the body, and you end up in kind of a plank. Now, hopefully your chair is not on slippy surface. Forgot to say that. So if it's a slippy surface, maybe push it against the wall. If you can, please, so none of one slides away. And we're in this kind of plank position. Okay, thank you. Are we all secure? Okay, good. And then we're going to send the pelvis back out, and long we go. And we're just going to move through this kind of long stretch to plank a few times. We curl the pelvis under us. We roll through the spine. You can keep the heels on the ground, or you can lift them up. You come to this long incline position. And then we send the pelvis back. Really reach the sits bones way back as you hinge over. Inhale. Exhale, curl pelvis, roll through all those parts of the spine, all the way till either you come to heels lifted or heels stay down. Arms are strong. We're pushing the chair kind of away. 2 more times, hinging back. Inhale. Stretch through the spine. How long can I get? Exhale, pelvis curl. Slow that roll so that you get each part of your spine all the way to this incline position. Maybe heels are lifted slightly. Maybe not. Arms are pressing. Last one, hinging back. Send your sits bones way back. Arms stretch forward. And then exhale, curl, curl, through. We come all the way up. We're going to stay in our little plank position. So you're pushing the hands down onto your chair. Shoulders are wide and down. Now, my pelvis is a little bit forward. So I think everyone could most of us could bring our pelvis slightly forward to challenge those low abs. Yes, beautiful. And then from here, we're just going to hold and breathe. Eyes are forward slightly. Arms are strong. Can you engage your glutes? Can you feel the energy, the connection between your hips and your ribs? As if I had suspenders there, could I tighten them a little bit? My calves work. Can my muscles under my arms turn on? One more breath. Glutes, abs, muscles under the arms. And then just let it go. Walk yourself in. Shake out your arms a little bit. Good. We'll stand to the side of our chair now. We're going to do a little standing hip mobility. So I'm going to use my, let's have the chair on your right sides. And then we're going to bring your left leg up to a tabletop position. Now when I do that, there's a couple things we want to be aware of. So as I lift my leg, sometimes my whole hip wants to go with me. So we want to lift the leg by just having that nice hip hinge happen so that the core stays engaged and my pelvis stays in neutral. And then from here, we're going to relax completely. See if you can relax your foot. Completely relax that lower leg. And then I'm going to externally rotate in my thigh and then internally rotate. And you don't have to hold on if you don't want to, or we can, okay? Internally and externally rotating your thigh. And then we're going to gradually pick up the pace a little bit. Now it's a floppy fish kind of foot, and that's the tough part. So we're going to try to keep those feet completely. 3, 2, 1. Pause. Can you bring your leg up a little higher? Take your leg out to the side. Bring it across to the other side. Just your thigh. Try not to twist the rest of the body. You might get a little stretch. Open out. Take the knee across to the side so we get this lateral stretch. One more time. Out. You also feel inner thigh, of course. And then draw it across. And then bring it back to center. Lower down. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that same leg. You're going to lower you down a little bit here. I'm going to take my same leg I just had up. I'm going to take it behind me into a long lunge position. Now, it doesn't have to be super long. You can just decide your stance. We want to have this back leg straight. That's key. And the back toes either parallel or slightly turned in. So I might have to look back to see that that's happening. My front leg is bent. You can hold on to your chair if you need the balance. It is a little bouncy. So I'm going to take at least one hand or both hands to my back hip. I'm going to find my left hip and I'm going to draw that left hip up. Woo, I almost fell. So I want to pull that left hip up. And when I do that, I don't know about you, but I already feel a little bit of a tissue stretch here. Do we feel that a little bit? Yes? And then from there, I'm going to side bend away. I'm side bending a little to my right. So I'm opening up the psoas here. Beautiful. And then I come back to center and I just step forward. Okay, let's take the chairs to the other side. We'll do that sequence on the other side. Especially if we've been sitting, which most of us are these days, more than we have. This is a good opening for the hip, okay? So we're going to stand now on your left leg and the right leg comes up to tabletop. And again, we just check in. Did I hip hike? Can I keep nice and even? And am I strong and standing up on top of my left foot? And we want to completely relax our right foot. Now let's start slow. We externally, internally rotate the thigh bone. Keep a tall spine. Keep your breath going. And then we gradually start to pick up the pace. Yep. A few more moments. Can I keep my foot relaxed? Take a, Nice. Yes. And then come to center. Open the leg out to the side. Can I feel my outer glute do that work? And then can I pull my knee across on a diagonal without taking my whole body? Oh. And then can I take my leg out? Can I find my outer hip to do that, to pull the leg open? And can I take my knee across? And can I almost feel like I was stretching my knee away from my pelvis? One more time. Open. And then I take the thigh bone away from the pelvis. And then back to center. Let's right away take that leg straight back into your lunge position. So then you might want to check, Can I go parallel, or do I do, am I parallel or internal rotated? Try to do one or the other. And then from there, you can grab onto that back hip, and can I pull that hip forward and up to create space in the front of my hip. So I'm drawing that hip bone up. My front knee is bent, and then I'm going to side bend towards the left. Side bend away. Good. And think about side bending from your belly button. Let me get a nice stretch here. Good. And then come back up and all the way back up. Nice. Let's go to the floor. So we're going to go to let's go to high kneeling first. So we're going to go in high kneeling position. So if you have a blanket, I'm on a rug, so this is pretty cush. But if you are in a wood floor, you're going to want to have a pillow or a blanket to be under your knees. Okay? Yeah. Because otherwise it gets a little bit pressure there. Okay, so from here, we're going to do a little wrist prep before we go down to our hands. So we're going to hold on to make a fist with your hands, and give me a little wrist circle. And what this kind of looks like, I'll come a little closer, is it's more like this little, or my wrists become like a little piston going up, up. And so you can kind of see for yourself, look at your wrists and see if they can kind of do this little, and then can you go the other way? This little piston action. Okay, a few more this direction, a little bit of coordination. And then push your hands forward towards me, spread open the palms. Woo, that's a stretch. And then take the arms up to the sky and push the palms up. So I'm pushing up with my palms. And take the arms forward. You're going to pull, elbows go wide, find your scapula. And imagine I could pull my fingers apart, but I'm not. And then push forward, stretch the palm of the hand. Can I spread my thumbs wide? Spread those thumbs down to the floor, add them a little bit, and then reach up to the sky. Come down again, last time to pull, elbows sharp out to the side, scapula down and in. And then we shake. And you want to shake as if you had water on your hands. Shaking, shaking, like we kind of did when we shook the foot and we're trying to keep it totally relaxed. Then make a fist, hold on tight, don't let go, and then release. And make a fist, grab on, don't let go, release. 2 more times, grab, hold, 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 and release. And grab and hold, and release. Good, and shake. Shake. All right, let's go to the floor. So we're gonna go to the floor through a roll down. Okay, so we're gonna reach the arms up to the sky. And again, whenever we reach the arms up, let's all just feel like we could lift those ribs up away from the pelvis, creating space through our whole torso. And we're going to turn the palms forward, and we're going to start to round our spine. So we have that chin to chest. We have the sinking of the chest back. We learned all of this in our chair warm up. And then we have the back start to roll back. We're taking our time. We're going working our way all the way to the floor until the fingertips touch, then the palms of the hands, and then the spine goes long. All right, we're going to try to reverse that. So find your shins. The shins press into the floor. It's that sits bones curl under first. We're going to curl the sits bones, find your low abdominals, and start to pull yourself back up. Bring those arms right by your ears as you unroll, all the way tall. Nice. Inhaling, exhaling, down we go. Imagining you could have the image of a big beach ball that we're going over, 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 over. Try to suspend in space. Find your fingertips, find your palms, reach the spine long. Look where you are. See with your eyes. Inhale, we'll do one more. Exhaling, sits bones first. They curl under, finding those low abdominals, and then we round, we pull ourselves up. Arms stay by your ears, all the way up. Inhaling, and on the exhale, we curl and roll down. Rounding, up and over, up and over. Yes, beautiful. Try to suspend in space. This time, fingertips arrive, palms arrive. We lengthen our spine long, and here we are. We're going to stay here. Anybody who has wrist sensitivities, you can fold your mat a few times. That can sometimes help. And place the palms at the edge.
You can also go to fists. We will all move to forearms shortly, but if you need to right away, you can come to forearms. So find your position that's best for you. And then you're going to scoot your knees in a little close. And we're going to press the floor away with our arms. So the knees are touching. It's a little different position. So we have that midline going. And then we're going to inhale. And on our exhale, you're going to start to slide your right leg long behind you. And you're going to use your glute to lift the leg, and you just lift the leg up. The spine stays long. Can we flex our foot? And then point your foot. And flex, and point, and flex, and point. One more time. Flex, and then point. Stay pointed. We're going to slide that left arm out away from us. And you're going to reach the fingers, the left fingers long, and reach your right toes long and breathe. We're just going to hold a little isometric. So the hand that's on the floor presses the floor away, and the shin that's on the floor presses the shin away, presses the floor away. And one more breath. And then we draw the arm and leg back in. The leg just slides, it meets your other leg. We inhale, reset your body, and then the left leg slides out long. Use your glute to lift the leg. And eyes are just slightly forward. They're seeing the floor in front of you. Your eyes are also noticing the area around you. So notice your peripheral vision. And then you're going to point and flex your foot. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. And then point to your foot and slide your right leg, your right arm out and away. And you're reaching in opposition, and we hold. And I want you to feel the arm and leg that are still on the floor, pushing the floor away. Breathing, keep your visual field wide. When things get challenging, our vision narrows. So actively keep your vision wide. And then come back down and slide back in. You're going to come to your fingertips, and we're going to walk our fingertips way out in front of us for a little stretch. So I lower my chest down and I lower my forehead down. This is a lot on the shoulders. If it's too much for anybody's shoulders, you slide back a little more. You can widen your arms a little more too. You're going to feel the shoulders and upper back. And we take 2 breaths here. And then one more breath, slowing it down. If your breath felt after that last moment, we got a little quicker. And then we're going to roll back up to all fours, hands and knees. You're going to tuck your toes, and we're going to go into a little hover. So my toes are tucked. I want to get those toes under me, and I'm going to push the ground away. I'm going to bring the knees off about 1 or 2 inches. Keep your spines long. Keep your eyes wide. Let's hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Point the feet, round your spine. Exhale. Inhale, go long spine, tuck your toes, hover the knees. Up you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowered knees, point the feet, push and round. Maybe we round so much we come up onto the fingertips. And then we roll 1 more round. Lengthen the spine, toes tuck, hover the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower knees, untuck toes, round. Maybe you round so much you come to your fingertips. Round, round, round. And then lengthen nice and long. All right, let's just go ahead and come to a seat. A little crisscross. Shake your hands. You might have got a little wristy. We're going to do a little mermaid before we do some ab work. So if sitting, if you need a little extra blanket or pillow to be a little higher for your hips, that's fine, okay? So that it feels like a comfortable seat. We're going to take that right arm, reach it up to the sky. And we're going to reach the arm in that gesture of pick me. I have the answer. So we're reaching up, and then we're going to side bend. Now, what tends to happen is when we side bend, we really want to side bend, so we take our whole body with us. Can we keep that opposite sits bone grounded? So it may be a little smaller, but it's going to be a little more effective. And then from here, take an inhale. On our exhale, let's rotate our body towards our knee, towards that left knee. And hang here, feeling a stretch through the rib cage. And from here, we're going to crawl ourselves forward. So we're hanging over the legs. You're going to get a stretch through the glutes and the hips here. Take an inhale, find your belly, pull the belly back on that exhale. Like we did at the beginning of class, drawing yourself towards yourself to come all the way up. Inhale, other arm reaches up. Pick me, stretch up, we side bend. Beautiful. Now, this arm, my right arm can walk away a little bit. Everyone walk your right arm away from you. Yes, and relax that shoulder. Beautiful, that's it. And now notice, did I tip? Can I keep my sits bone down? And then can I reach and grow a little more? Beautiful. And then we roll the ribs towards that front knee. And we're reaching the arm away to create a lot of space in our ribs here. And take a few breaths. And then just walk yourself forward again. Walk into center. Crawl the hands forward. Get cozy. Soften the head. Drop the head. Drop the chest. Inhale into your belly. Exhale. The exhale pulls the belly back and stacks you back up. All the way up. We're going to lean back. You're going to take your legs, lift them up and show me your feet. And you're going to remember which one was in front, and you're going to cross the legs the other way, the reverse of what you just did. And I think I might have done the same. Hold on. Cross the way you didn't cross yet. And then bring your right arm back up. Inhale. And exhale, we side bend. And this time, we're going to make a big circle all the way to the other side. So I'm going to fold forward. And I'm going to go all the way around until I have my side stretch on the other side. Okay, we'll do that again. So I'm going to swoop around. I go through center, swooping around until I find my side stretch on the other side. A little vestibular. Good. Nice. Beautiful. And then we go around and we come up the other side. We go forward. All the way center, all the way to the other side, and your side stretch on the other side. And facing me with your chest. And then around, one more time each way. Around you go. So working that waistline. And around. Stay on the side, bring yourself up. Take your feet, take them forward, uncross your legs. Feet are about, let's say, mat width apart. Hands behind your thighs, bring yourself nice and tall, find those sits bones. We're going to inhale, just like we did on the chair. The first thing that happens is the sits bones curl under us. Feet stay grounded, curl the pelvis under. I'm holding on with my arms for now, and I'm going to find the back, my imaginary back pockets of my pants, and just pause there. And see if I can have a little more weight in my pelvis. And then I'm going to inhale into the belly like we did before, like the belly was a balloon. When you exhale, you're going to deflate the balloon, pull the belly back towards your spine. And you can exhale out the mouth. Scoop out the belly. Another breath. Inhale, belly expands. Scoop out the belly, exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, scoop. Use your arms, bend your elbows, pull yourself back up, and then nice and tall. Awesome. Inhaling. We'll make our way all the way to the ground. Exhaling. You can have hands assist you, or hands can be forward, okay? Either one is totally is valid. And then you're going to curl the pelvis under you, and you're going to start to make your way down slowly. Pass through each part. So here's first my pelvis. Then I want to find my low back meets the ground. Low ground, then my mid back, then my upper back, and then I'm going to stretch long. I'm going to reach through my toes. I'm going to reach through my hands. Bring those legs together. Stretch in a big opposite stretch, like you were stretching the sides of your body again. Notice how the back is arched here. You're going to flex your feet and bring your arms by your sides. Exhale. And notice how the back, the curve of the back has changed. Inhale, point the feet, reach back overhead. Exhale, flex the feet, bring your arms by your sides. I want you to pay special attention to the shape of the spine as you move the arms and the legs. Reach them long, and then exhale, flex, and bring the arms by your sides. Last one. Inhale, reach overhead, point the toes. Exhale, flex the feet, arms by your sides. Let's stay here. Notice how the curve of the spine is a little closer to the mat. Bring your arms up overhead, interlace them, place them behind the base of the head. Elbows are going to lift to about 45 degrees. We're going to anchor the pelvis, which means we're going to curl the pelvis under us. We're going to anchor the low back. So see if you can curl your tailbone under you. And then exhale, bring your head and shoulders off the ground and look towards your toes. Yes. And then roll back down, let the pelvis go. Inhale. Exhale, we curl the pelvis under us, and then we find the ribs. What do the ribs do? The ribs, they drop into the ground, and that helps us come up. So there's really no tension in the neck or the shoulders. You're really reliant only on the abdominals. And then you roll back down, let the pelvis go. Inhale, we'll do 2 more. Exhale, pelvis curls under. Find the back with your the floor with your back, and then head float up. Can I feel the mid back pushing down into the ground as I come up, up, up? And then we release, go back down. Last one like that. We exhale, anchor the low back. Deep exhale. Find that long, fully slow exhale to bring you up. And then release back down. Whew. Okay, bend the knees, feet flat on the floor. We're going to do a little bit of bridging and then a little variation on our bridge. So first we'll just do the bridge we know. So the feet are about your sits bone distance apart. Arms are by your sides. Just tap your feet a little bit. Tap your feet on the floor so you can feel each foot. And then settle the feet to feel your shoulder heads back against the mat. Take your inhale, push down to lift the pelvis up. So you push down with the feet, there's a little push with your arms. Feel how the arms get to help here. They won't in a moment, so feel them while you can. And then in this position, really feel as if your hips, just like when we had our hands on our hips, like our hips were lifting up the body to create a lot of space. Take an inhale. Exhale, let's roll down, starting from the top of the spine, one vertebra at a time, melting all the way down. We'll do one more like that. Take an inhale. Exhale, press down with your feet, lift the hips up to the sky. Beautiful. Can I feel my right foot? Can I feel my left foot? Take an inhale. And exhale, melt the spine back down. Rolling through the vertebra. Stretching and rolling down. Beautiful. We're going to add the variation. So we inhale. Same way we come up. Push down to lift the hips up. So that stays the same. And then from here, let's bring the right arm up to the sky. And then lower that down. Then bring your left arm up to the sky and lower it down. Let's keep your pelvis where it is. Bring your right leg up to tabletop. Woo! And lower down. Pelvis stays where it is. Other leg comes up tabletop. And then down. Okay, right arm. Nope, left arm, right leg comes up tabletop. And down, and right arm, left leg up, tabletop, and down. Take an inhale, and then exhale, roll down through your spine. Melt through the spine. Sometimes we get a little bit of hamstring cramps. Anyone get that? And then we're going to draw one leg into the chest and the other. Let's do some circles here. Knee circles, circling out, stretching out your back. Rolling out your back. And then go ahead and circle the other way. Okay. And then bring the knees, we're going to keep the knees as they are. Bring your arms to a W position. So my arms are out to this cactus arms or W. My legs are still in this relaxed tabletop. My heels are dropped, my knees are over the hips. I want my whole spine to feel connected to the ground. So I want to feel my ribs, my low back, flush to the ground. And then find your arms and gently press your arms back into the floor, back of the shoulder head, the forearms, back of the arms. We're going to keep that little bit of engagement of our arms as we go into a little knee sway. So you can take your legs, tip them over to the right, but keep your left arm where it is. Keep your left shoulder. Make it small, and then pull the legs back to center. And then we tip over to the left. And we pull back. Let's inhale as we tip to the right. Exhale, pull back to center. Inhale, tip to the left. And exhale, pull back to center. Just one more each side. Just a little tip resting on that hip. Feel the stretch in the spine. And then we pull back. And we tip the other way. And then we pull back. And hug the knees into your chest. And then right leg down, left leg down, roll to the side, and we're going to roll all the way to our bellies for a moment, for a little belly time before we finish. So hands are going to stack under your foreheads. And if anyone has particular low back sensitivities, you can always fold a blanket or a pillow and place it under your belly if it's hard to be on your belly. All right, so you're going to lay onto your belly and stretch out your front body. Get lots of space. Rest your forehead onto your stacked hands. And maybe do wiggle the pelvis a little side to side. Just let the pelvis settle. And we're going to do a little bit of belly breathing here. So you're going to breathe down into your belly. As you breathe in, you'll feel the belly expand into the floor. And as you breathe out, you'll feel how the belly gently lifts a little bit or hugs up and in a little bit to the spine. And you're going to focus on the belly breath for about another 5 to 6 breaths. And feeling your breath pattern. Can we just make the exhales a little bit longer than the inhales? And slow down the breath. You might even feel how the breath moves the back of the body. How the back of the body responds to the breath. Let's do one more round of breath. And just let that go. A little moment of rest here, a little reverse shavasana. Just a brief moment, just allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to feel heavy into the floor. Let the shoulders relax, the face relax. And then go ahead and just bend your knees, nice and gentle, and just sway the legs a little side to side. Just a little reverse knee sway. Nice and slow. Come back to center, lower the legs down. Bring your hands next to your chest and just press yourself up and back to a little child's pose. Resting your foreheads on the ground. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, we just roll on up.
All right, thank you. Thanks for coming to class. Hope that felt good. And we'll be back at 1 o'clock for our breath work and some sitting meditation. So hopefully see you guys back.
Thanks.
Thank you.